guy alone inside. He's got the breakaway with the touch to the right. Goal! Everything you wanted from this debut. It's Brandon by taking a shot with the left. Goal! Isaac Frank from 25 yards out. The equalizer. Will Kidd with the touch of the goal. It's a go-ahead goal. Minneapolis City.
This is the People's Pitch Podcast, the official podcast of your Minneapolis City Soccer Club, brought to you by Summit Brewing Company.
Great news, everybody. It's time for the People's Pitch, the official podcast of Minneapolis City SC. I am your host, Nate. I'm joined, as usual, by the C-3PO to my R2-D2, Jon Bisworm. It's John. It's just between the new Star Wars trailer and the Game of Thrones starting back up and the City preseason friendly happening next week. I am fully geeked.
For the record, I mean, I'm okay with being referenced to Jon Snow, but I've never kissed my sister, so
that you know of.
Right? No, I do know of that. So yes, Nate, we had a lot going on today. Couple quick things for us to hit off, and then we are full on city action. So firsthand, we'll get the impressions of the Loons' new home. You were there, I was not, but I did see it on television. We have tons more player announcements. We're partying next Friday at Palmer's. We got some details on that, and we have a guest in house today, a returner. We'll leave it as a tantalizing clue that we have a returner who hasn't been with us for 2 years.
Tantalizing, yes, John. Our cousins in St. Paul had an opener this weekend. We want to make sure to talk about that, so let's dive in.
Yes, let's do, Nate. So we shall.
After a long wait, the Loons have finally flown home, as they say. And for those of us that were there, it was quite the experience. I think from Roger Bennett of Men in Blazers giving a pregame interview, to those huge helicopters doing a sweet flyby, to the song-by-song theft of my Minneapolis City game day playlist. The home opener was lit. I was sitting there and I'm like, fuck, that's 2 songs. Fuck, that's 3 songs. Now everyone's going to think that I stole my playlist from Minnesota United.
Well, we'll just have to go deeper in the archives, Nate, and make our own.
I think so.
But yeah, so like I noted, I wasn't there in person, but I did watch it on television. And a couple quick first impressions for me was before the game even started, lots of emotion in the cities. If you go on the Twitterverse,
people were just
people talking about how they were almost had tears that like the game was the next day, and then when they got there was like pictures and videos of people like full on bawling. And I think that's a tad over the top. I mean, I fully agree that the stadium is fantastic. All the things they did to bring MLS to the cities is great, but to cry about a venue is it's interesting to me, but it just shows the passion of the soccer supporters here, and you can't hate on that. But the progression from NSC to Allianz is a big one, so I get it, but I'm not necessarily going to be shedding tears. But as far as the game goes, I thought that you and I talked a little bit that the standing room only section for the supporters looked a little thin, and I was expecting there to be more shoulder to shoulder, and that's just what I'm used to from European games that I've been at, where the supporters group is stand only for safety reasons, but it's packed. So I wonder if it was just a case of not everyone was there, or it did look like it filled up a little bit, so maybe some transportation or parking things maybe got in the way. But I also thought that it was going to be louder. I actually thought that the acoustics of TCF may have been a little bit louder than what I heard on television, but that could also be camera and microphone placement. But all in all, I thought it was a fantastic first start for them. They didn't pick up the 3 points, but when I say first start, I mean a fantastic way to kick off a new home, and I'm excited to check it out in person this summer.
Yeah, John, I for the most part, agree with you. I've got 4 thoughts about what is the Allianz Field experience, or at least what that experience was on the first game day. To your point about the crowd noise, I think twofold here, because we follow a woman named Laura Mills, I think, who works for another club. She does some design work and stuff like that too.
I think Indy 11
world. Yeah, she works for Indy 11, and I know she does a lot of design work for other clubs. And she said the same thing, that it didn't sound very loud on television. And I think part of it is the way that ESPN may have mic'd the crowd.
It might be.
Was different. I think that the setup was totally, when you think about TCF, they're used to miking the crowd for noise. It's a stadium that has been broadcast out of quite frequently, and so this was definitely the first run for any broadcaster out of Allianz Field. But also, I will admit that I think the crowd was probably a little unfocused.
Everyone was probably a little all over the place, being the dry, not necessarily the dry run, but really the first go of things.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to take in, right? You're absorbing all this newness. Even if, like, someone like me who's been to every game in TCF, I'd been to Allianz to meet my seat, so I'd kind of been through how to get in, where to go, all that stuff. You're still absorbing, like, everything about the game day experience is new. So you're not quite as focused on, is it time to cheer? What are the supporters doing? You might be like looking for the My Burger place or whatever, right? You might be in the brew hall. Who knows? So yeah, I could see how the crowd did feel quieter. I think you're also trying to get used to your seats, trying to get used to your section. You might, where you might have been sitting somewhere else, or you might be even new to the live Minnesota United experience. People are going to find their groove as they figure out kind of when to sing, when to yell, what to cheer, that sort of thing. It's going to get louder. It was loud at certain points when just the real basic MNUFC at certain points to try to get the team moving felt deafening for a time. So that was great. I think the fans did get into it near the end too, with Ring's clear time wasting, and of course every time Johnson handled the ball after giving up an own goal, like
was bad.
That turned into my favorite part of the game. Is like every time he would handle a backwards pass from then on, the crowd got into it and were heckling the hell out of him, and I loved it.
I mean, I was watching the game with my 3-year-old, and his soccer knowledge is limited. The ball's rolling back, and then he like kicks it, and it just goes in the goal, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Daddy, why didn't he kick it forward?" And I'm like,
I don't know,
Gus. Sorry, man. Couldn't tell you.
Always keep your eye on it. Always keep your eye on it. One other thing I want to talk about, a couple other things I want to talk about, are maybe some less positive stuff, but I just can't see a scenario where I'm ever going to set foot in the brew hall on game day, John.
Why is that?
I mean,
for obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons that I don't need one of the 40 Heinekens that they have on tap for $12. The prices are just insane. There's just no reason to go in there and enjoy a beer.
Well, are they different than the in-game, like in-stadium prices?
No, it's all insane, is what I'm saying. Is like the brew hall in general, no reason to sit in there and have, a $13 beer. Barely reason enough to grab a $13 beer. I didn't want to say I'm never going to buy a beer at Allianz Field, because there'll be days when it's hot as hell. I need a beer. I will pay $13 for this early, but I'm like, what's the point of going to the brew hall? So,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, a gathering place, probably where people meet. If they don't,
guess. I mean, I think if I was Wes, I'd feel pretty good about owning Blackheart and having a spot where people are going to hoard and mob your bar before every home game.
Right. I think he did a really good job.
For the guy.
yeah, he did a really good job of figuring that one out early.
Super smart. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing for the most part. Drink beforehand, maybe have one if it's a super hot day, two if I'm desperate, but never, like, what's the point otherwise? Too expensive.
Or you go the old Lambeau Field route and you bring your own in. Somehow.
You could. I need to get that. I need to get the rubber flask or something. Some sort of a bladder that I can fill.
Right. Yeah.
Hide in my pants.
Make Mindy wear that bra that has the bladder in it.
Exactly. One last thing I want to tell people, if they're going to go to the game, make sure you use the bathroom early, because you are not going to use the bathroom often. Lines for the men's room at halftime were so long, and I think there was a line until about the 60th minute.
Yikes.
of the second half, and that was bad. As far as I could see, and as we were kind of walking around, there might have only been one men's room on our side of the stadium.
That sounds odd.
There was a couple family restrooms, one of which wasn't open near the supporters section that I saw. The flow in general had not been figured out great. But still, I couldn't. I found the women's room and I found the men's room, and I think there's only one per side, which is silly.
Yeah, that seems kind
really
of
bad
odd.
idea.
Yeah, bad idea. There's one thing that I forgot to mention. Kudos to the grounds crew.
Oh, it looked so good.
It looked good on camera. It could have looked different live, but to grow grass and to maintain grass at this time of year, not to mention removing snow like 2 days beforehand, I thought they did a fantastic job because there's someone close to us that works within the United ecosystem, and they were doing the VAR testing with some of the academy kids, and he was like, the field was like they were tearing up the field, just like training on it and working on like the VAR testing. And he's like, I don't know what they're going to do for the game, but luckily they pulled through.
Oh yeah. I mean, it looks great.
So enough about those guys. Back to us. We are
enough about them.
Enough about them. More about us. Well, folks, it wouldn't be a city season if we didn't launch a kit. So we are on Friday, April 26th. We are tossing a preseason party at our official club watering hole, Palmer's. The party starts at 6 p.m. and there, as always, will be Summit deals on tap and the already mentioned kit reveal. And there'll be club personnel, coaches, players, management there on hand to chat and drink a few beers with the night before the Harpo's game. So limiting the team to one, Nate. Make sure that they're drinking responsibly. Yeah. But come on down, have a few beers. Again, it's Friday, April 26th at 6 p.m. I believe the actual reveal will be around 6:37-ish maybe. So after work, spin on down there. Conveniently located off all transportation routes. So come on down and hang out with us. Let's party. Let's kick the season off.
It's going to be a good time. If anything, it's going to be a good way to get used to and to orient yourself to Palmer's as the official game day pregame spot, just to know like where to park, where to go, if you're going to take a bus, whatever, down there to figure it out, take your bike and whatnot. It's not a bar that I've been to a ton.
I've been there under previous ownership, and it was like straight up Coke bar.
Yeah,
so,
that was when I was there too, like around right out of college, and I'm like, wow, I come here again.
Right, exactly. Well, now we have a reason.
We're back, baby.
We're back. Yeah.
All right,
under new management.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing people there. It sounds like you and I might be on the mic once in a while, chatting people up. So that'll be cool.
Yep.
The steady stream of player announcements is another thing we got to talk about. It's been going on all week. It's been going on all month, really. And we have more to break down for people. Let's just dive right in like we did last week.
Sounds good. First off, we have Juan Luis making his return for his sophomore season with the Crows. We have learned, Nate, from the past few years is that the second season is usually always the year where players have their breakout with City. This Drake Jr. is very battle-tested in a tough Missouri Valley Conference where he saw time in 17 games with no starts. And for City, he kind of played an ancillary role last season coming off the bench, but I will say some very crucial points in time where he came off and came up big. But look for him to have his legs fully under him in year two. And with the players around him he's familiar with, we should see Juan increase his inclusion in the squad. He featured in 8 games last year, 341 minutes, 2 goals, and 2 assists, 0 cards.
Yeah, I mean, if Juan can take another step forward, it's going to be a huge bonus for the team. He proved last year, much like Siku, who we've already talked about, that he can come off the bench and he can really contribute. And it's, whether he's drifting wide or staying central in that number 10 role, if Juan can prove to be a consistent offensive threat, we're going to be swimming in an embarrassment of offensive riches like Scrooge McDuck.
I mean, I just go back to his off the ball run against VSLT at home that set up the game, his game winner.
Yeah, where
he just kind of lulled the defense asleep and then splits in between 2 center backs and slots home a very difficult volley off a one touch. And those are the types of things that he's really, really good at. But, even what we saw in training when he first came on with us, it just took him a while to kind of get comfortable. And so we're hoping that this year is his year.
Yeah, I mean, he was a young guy, so that's what we can expect.
All right. Next up, we have Mark Haight, the former MIAC Player of the Year at St. Thomas, is another returner for his second season. This left-footed wingback has a keen sense of the attack, Nate, coming from the back line, and whips in an absolutely fantastic cross from out wide. A great all-around guy, which like most of our guys are. He's key in the locker room as well as on the pitch, and he's a Milwaukee guy and former Bavarian, which immediately puts him in the positive column in my ledger.
Yep, totally.
Much like Juan, featured in 8 games last year, 401 minutes, 0 goals, 0 assists, and 1 card.
Yeah, it's nice to have this kind of depth out wide on defense. Mark gives the team a little bit of flexibility, I think, when it comes to where to deploy guys like Hoof or Charlie Adams, who we're going to talk about here in a second. Because you can start Mark, or he can come off the bench to spell the next guy that we're going to talk about whenever needed, who, in my opinion, this next guy is the hardest working defender in the North.
And who might that be?
Well, that's Aaron Olson. That's Aaron Olson, John.
Yeah. What can you say about AO, Nate, other than you just need to come see him play? He is the returning captain of the Murder and another club original back for another season. He's a hard-nosed defender, hard-nosed playing style, never say die attitude, which makes him a mean man to match up against, which is something that the league's top attackers tend to find. And he's actually likely to be the first Crow ever to be capped 50 times this year if everything goes okay for him this season.
What?
Yeah.
That's that's a lot of games.
It is a lot of games. He is the all-time leader in games played at 39, also the all-time leader in minutes played at just over 3,300. He has 2 goals, 1 assist, and is the club's all-time leader in cards.
Yes.
So just really all he's got to do is get on the score sheet more, and he might be the all-time anything.
I expected something along those lines. That he feels like he gets a ton of cards.
Yeah, he does.
But when you talk about guys like last week or a couple weeks ago that we did, like Justin Oliver, who has a great mix of skill and attitude for his position, AO is the city prototype of this kind of player. He is just the nicest guy, whether you're at the brew hall or if you're hanging out at the bar or whatever. But when you get him on the pitch, he becomes an absolute animal, machine, Mechagodzilla type creature. He gets up and down. He's got a mean engine. He gets in opposing players' heads, and he can even get it in the net once in a while, as we found out. AO is just the defender that City should be building around for a couple more years.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have. We forgot to mention too that he's a Stegman original as well. So he's been part of the organization for many years, and we're happy to have him back wearing the old Stegman armband.
Hell yeah.
So up next, we have Charlie Adams, the best hair in the club, if I might say so myself. Some might say it rivals that of a Kennedy. This 2017 All-MPSL North Conference defender makes his return for his 3rd season. And much like Mark Haight, who we just spoke about, you can kind of see a carbon copy from a playing style perspective. Chuck is a player that is always looking to go forward, whether it's breaking a guy down one-on-one with his jazzle-dazzle step over or hitting that kind of sweetly hit long ball that he likes to ignite the attack from wherever he may be, which usually starts by nicking the ball off of an opposing attacker. Chuck's featured for 28 games for the Crows, just over 2,250 minutes, 2 goals scored, 3 assists, and 4 cards.
Yeah, he's another defensive staple, man. I mean, what more can you say about Chuck except that he is a quintessential clubhouse guy, like always smiling, always happy, always a great attitude in the locker room, and he just takes it to a different level once he hits the pitch. He turns his game on, and again, a huge reason for our success last year.
Another guy who is nice as hell off the field, but you get him on the field and you're like, he's just a pest.
Yeah. Well, talking to him and talking to his dad too in the stands every once in a while, like it's something he learned when he lived in England for a while.
What was the name of that team he played for?
It was something embarrassing.
It really was.
It was like Queefton or something. We'll have to look that up and correct the record. But yeah, he said that you learn how to be an asshole
Yeah, he'd be a bastard.
Yeah, be a bastard on the pitch, but that's just not who he is in his heart.
Queefton.
It was a long time ago, probably over 100 episodes ago, that we welcomed to the show a young man with some truly epic salad. I'm, of course, talking about Samuel Ruiz-Plaza, an inaugural member of Minneapolis City, whose soccer travels have taken him around the world to the PDL, to the D3 championship, and back. Welcome to the show, Samuel Ruiz-Plaza.
What's up, guys? It's a pleasure to be back. I mean, first time was great, and I'm hoping this time will be even better.
I guarantee you it will be better. So first off, Samo, since we last spoke, to you on the show, you won the Division III championship at Messiah in 2017. So congrats on that. Tell us how that felt. You put in all the work in college, which is much more work than we put in at Minneapolis City, and then to have it to be at a storied school like Messiah, and then be able to stamp yourselves on the championship banner in the rafters. How'd that feel?
It was pretty surreal. I feel like that's honestly the only way to describe that. Just kind of the journey to get there was crazy, because going into Messiah, I'm like, oh wow, I'm gonna ride the pine and win 4 national championships, and I'm totally cool with that. And then the opposite happens. I start every game my freshman year, and we don't even make the national tournament for the first time in 16 years, something crazy. So then I was like, oh man, maybe I'm not going to get my guaranteed championship that I thought I was going to get. But honestly, that just whole 2017 season was incredible. I think it was just a story of just grit and just belief. The fact that we went to overtime 6 times that year, and we won all 6 games in overtime, no ties. Multiple of those overtime wins being in the national tournament. I mean, winning the semifinal after going down twice in double overtime was incredible. And then just honestly completing it all after going down 45 seconds into the national championship and coming back and winning 2-1 was surreal. And just to be a huge member of that and a big contributing factor to that team was absolutely amazing. And I guess to have the chance to extend our season as far as possible and get to spend as much time as possible as a team together. I think that was the most special part about that, and getting to have a happy ending at the end and celebrate. There's nothing better than getting to max out the time with your best friends and then getting to celebrate a national championship at the end of it. Well, yeah. It was amazing.
So I mean, you can attest that I watch a ton of college soccer in the fall, because I watched a lot of your games even after you had planned to move on, which we'll get into in a little bit, to the PDL. But I watched a ton of those games, and for those people who don't know much about Messiah, that's a Division I soccer program basically in playing in Division III. Can you tell the listeners a little bit about Messiah, since it has been about 100 episodes since we had you on last?
Yeah, for sure. So honestly, you couldn't be more right. I mean, a lot of times when people talk to me, they're like, why didn't you play D1? Why'd you go D3? Well, what are you doing? And I'm like, bro, honestly, if you saw this school and saw how we played and saw the level that we trained at and the level we played in games, it's just as good as any mid-major D1 school. And I mean, probably 75 to 80% of the guys on the team turned down Division I scholarships and full rides to go to Messiah. And a lot of it is just because of the culture and the tradition that is there. I mean, 11 national championships in the past 18 years is pretty incredible, and to always be one of the powerhouses in Division III soccer is great. And just the culture of the team and the environment, and just the family unity that we have, not only the current team, but with the alums, and years and years and years of tradition is absolutely incredible. So I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to have the chance to go there. After things just didn't work out with other schools, I think it was kind of just meant to be. And my experience there was absolutely, and the level of soccer there is incredible. I mean, we had really good players. Every year I was there, we had multiple All-Americans, and then twice we had the National Player of the Year. So it's just a high quality group of guys who are just committed to excellence and just want to be the best they can be in all areas of life.
I think that's something that I remember.
Well, hold on, real quick. I forgot to mention. Congrats on being an All-American. Really?
Oh, thank you.
I forgot to add that in there.
Yeah. No. This year, unfortunately, the season didn't end as we wanted it as a group, but I was definitely fortunate enough to get that honor, and it was pretty cool. It was definitely a cool feeling. I honestly didn't expect it, and it was awesome that it worked out.
Nice.
Something that
Nate.
that
Go ahead,
is
Nate.
something that I remember from the first time we spoke to you when you were whatever it was 4 years ago, that you were you definitely had talked about the that it was kind of a cultural choice to go to Messiah, that you could have done that. How do you feel? What are the parallels between kind of the team culture at Messiah and what you've come to understand as the what we call the brotherhood at Minneapolis City?
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of parallels because at City, similar to Messiah, I think there's just such an emphasis on putting the team over the individual. And I think that there's just not many places that do that. It's hard to think about others first. It's hard to be like, you know what? Like, I didn't play well today, but the team won. Like, I'm going to choose to be happy and choose to be positive. That, or like the guy that plays the same position as me, like, he played really well, and like he might be coming for my spot, but you know what? Like, that doesn't affect our relationship. And I think like that's like one of the huge parallels that I draw, that like at City, like, not only is it a group of great soccer players, but it's a group of great friends. And like, you can go there and it's a good, safe environment, because one, when you compete and with people that you know that got your back, like, that gives you the chance to like really, really push up against each other and push each other to be the best, because you know that they got the best interest for you. It's not like some guy that's just gunning for you to take you down. It's like some guy that wants you to be the best you can be. That only improves the team. And I think that's like a big parallel between Messiah and City, and I think that's why I love it so much at City, because not only do we play great soccer, but we have a lot of fun, and it's just a tight-knit group of guys who just want the best for each other.
Yeah. A lot of fans, Samo, haven't seen you play probably since 2017, when your season was cut short thanks to none other than the players from Duluth FC. I mean, well, I guess that's really not entirely true, right? Because it was a well-struck ball to the torso that brought appendicitis to your attention, was it not?
I know.
Talk a little bit about that bizarre experience, because we never really got a chance to catch up with you about that.
Yeah, that was crazy. So 2017 was definitely an odd year for me at City. I mean, I got integrated with a group of guys like 2 months late, because we went to Columbia as a team right after classes ended at Messiah. So I didn't get incorporated till early June. And then I was like 2 or 3 weeks into my time there, we go up to Duluth, and I remember I got the ball and I started like kind of just dribbling up the side, and guy comes in, makes a tackle, and the ball, he like gets the ball, but the ball like bounces up and just destroys my stomach. And I got the air. I remember I got the air completely knocked out of me, but for some reason like the ball fell perfectly, and I just kept going. I remember I ran up the route, kept running up the wing, and served the ball in. And but yeah, that was definitely quite bizarre, because at first they're like, oh, it's a lacerated liver. I'm like, dang, it must be from the ball that I got. Just jammed into my stomach, but thankfully it didn't turn out to be that, and it was just appendicitis. And it was a quick, easy surgery and a quick recovery, because
that was their first take on it. It was a lacerated liver.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
terrifying.
I know. They were like, you're gonna be out for like 4 to 6 months. I was like, no, I'm not. My season's out in like 2 months. I'm not gonna miss that.
And you're like, I'm not even 21 yet. I haven't really started to pound my liver yet.
I
know.
start
abusing this thing later. Damn.
Yeah, damn it.
Thankfully, it wasn't that. So my liver's good. I can handle
it. So last year was kind of your gap year, right? From Minneapolis City, if you will, which saw you go on to the PDL in North Carolina. I know listeners are always curious. I think we've talked to a couple. I think we talked to Max a couple weeks ago, who also had gone to the PDL, and listeners are curious about the difference between the two leagues. He's got his own take on it. Would you care to share with us kind of where you went and what your experience was like compared to the NPSL or the old PLA?
Yeah, so during my junior season, I started getting like contacted by various PDL teams, and I kind of like that's something I wanted to do. I wanted to try it out and see what it was like. And I had like a few coaches reach out to me, but I kind of ended up choosing to go play for the Charlotte Eagles. And they played like in like the Southeast Conference or whatever. And they were the 2017 PDL national champions. And I like knew some of the guys down there. I knew some of the coaching staff, so it seemed like a good fit. There's actually a lot of people from Messiah down in Charlotte. It kind of seems like the place where everyone goes when they graduate, and don't and like are trying to figure out what's next. I feel like a lot of them end up there. So it was an up and down season for me. I mean, I got there and like 3 days in, I got injured and I was out for like 2 weeks. And that was like really tough because I still wasn't like integrated with the guys yet. Like everyone was new. I'm in a new city. Like I was living in like East Charlotte, which is kind of like more like the underprivileged side of Charlotte. I was actually living in a refugee like community where like it was predominantly refugees, which was awesome because it was like a great experience just getting to just do like outreach to them and just have a lot of community with them, which ended up being amazing. But it was just tough at first, kind of not playing. And I was like, the only reason I went there was to play.
Right.
But after that turned around, it ended up being an incredible summer. I mean, made a really good group, met some really good guys, and made some great friendships. And just the work that I was able to do in that community was awesome. And the soccer was great. I mean, it was definitely a new level for me. It was intense. It was every day. It was basically like, sometimes you'd be like, wow, we're like kind of like pros, but we're not, because like just like the workload we had was pretty strenuous. And just like we were treated that way, which was like really, really cool. So yeah, I felt like it really stretched me and it really grew me. And I felt like going into my senior season, I was firing on all cylinders because it was like 3 months straight of playing every day at a really high level, significantly. Like it was high. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, it definitely put me out of my comfort zone quite a bit. And I actually had the opportunity to go back there this summer, but I decided not to do that. And I was thinking I'd come back and play for City. And it worked out, which was sweet. And you guys had an amazing year last year, and it was kind of tough because I was like, dang it, like the year I missed, you guys like were incredible. And I'm like, hopefully we can repeat the same. And I'm super excited to be back at City.
You'll keep it incredible. I believe in you.
Yeah, no, I got great expectations and high hopes for this team. I think it's just a group of motivated guys. I think we'll do really well.
Yeah. How would you say that your play style has developed in the last 3 years? Since you joined the team in the PLA years, like, are there elements of your game that you feel more confident in as you enter your 4th season of semi-pro soccer?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think when I first got there, I still wasn't just used to that speed of play, that just kind of like the next step up, even like a little bit. I think even a little step up from college. So I think it took me a little bit to adapt my first year, but I think by now I feel really comfortable at this level. And I feel like my speed of play has gotten better, my vision has gotten better. I've gotten cleaner on the ball, and I think something that I struggled with in past years is I played very horizontal and very backwards, just very passive. And something that my coach harped on me a lot at Messiah was like, you just need to play vertical. And when you play vertical, you need to connect your passes, because he's like, when you play sideways and backwards, your passing percentage is 100, but when you go forward, it drops down to 20. And he was obviously exaggerating, because there's no way it'd be 20. If it was 20, I'd be out on the field. But I think an element of my game where I really improved was just being more vertical and more direct, and just looking to be a little bit more dangerous. I think that's something that I was missing. And I think over the past 4 years, it's one of my strengths now. I think being vertical and being dynamic in that 1-2 is something that I really, really like to play, and just pass and move, like pass and run. I think it's something that has been the newest addition to my game that I think is great.
Yeah, love to hear that.
Yeah.
So now that you're done at Messiah, and obviously you're back with the Murder, what are your post undergraduate plans?
So as of now, and something that came up and I'm really excited about is I'm going to be the GA at Augsburg. On the men's side, I'll be the men's assistant at Augsburg, and I'll be getting my master's in leadership. Something that I was a pre-med biology. So I went from thinking about med school to now being a GA and coaching college soccer. But I think my junior year, I wrestled with the idea of not doing medicine, just because I didn't love it. And I became really interested in coaching college soccer just because of my experience just being so positive, and I just think it's just such a formative time because I think high schoolers are really immature. College, you mature a lot and grow a lot. I think
that's for sure.
It's a good group, like a good age group that I like to work with, just because I think there can be so much growth. So I'll be doing that. I'll be staying around the Twin Cities. I'll be actually coaching where we play, which is awesome because it's a beautiful location, right in the middle of downtown Minneapolis. So you can't get it any better than that,
right?
In my opinion. So that's what I'll be doing. And honestly, right now until then, I'm working at a few shoe stores, just selling shoes and kind of doing some odd jobs.
Playing soccer and selling shoes,
killing time.
Yeah. Just trying to work as much as possible until that starts. So yeah, those are kind of my plans at the moment. Long term,
when did you finish school? You're back already?
Yeah. So I actually I graduated a semester early. I was able to finagle some things where I had 3 credits left, and I wasn't about to pay for a semester at Messiah. So instead, I was able to take an online. I did this thing called Clepping. If you take a test, and it's $80 versus $3,000. So it was I'm gonna take this test and pass it instead of taking the full class. All I had to do was study for a week and take a test, and I passed it.
Nice.
I'm graduated from Messiah College now.
Sweet. Go for that post-secondary education, and when you're in high school, and you too can graduate early, kids.
Yeah. That PC, I wish I would have done that. Honestly, now knowing what it was like in high school, I was nah, I'm not doing that. I'm too cool for that. But now knowing it, I was oh shoot, I definitely should have done
that. What we all could have learned now that we know things, right?
For real.
So, Samo, new fans might not know that kind of like fellow midfielder Max Stigwart, you have spent a good amount of time growing up in another country. For you, it was Spain. For him, it was Paraguay. You told us years ago that you played, I think the quote was, a lot of futsal when you were in Spain. Futsal is only really recently catching on around here in the youth soccer circles. It's not something that we were very familiar with even 3-4 years ago. How does what you learn playing futsal translate to full field outdoor soccer in your mind?
I think playing futsal is in street soccer is one of the best things a player can do, just to awareness, creativity, and just your touch. Playing every day in tight spaces, your touch and just the control of the ball becomes incredible. And I saw that in a year. The amount that I grew as a player in a year in Spain was incredible because I was playing at a high level on an academy team, and then as well as playing futsal literally every day with my friends. And I think the creativity piece and the touch is something that you almost can't learn by just playing regular soccer and just being part of a normal team. I mean, obviously you can in the small-sided games and whatnot, but I feel there isn't enough exposure to that, and just playing pickup for fun, small-sided is great. I mean, you can pick up some bad habits, but I think that the pros definitely outweigh the cons. I actually watched a documentary. I was just in Spain actually a few months ago, and on the flight back, I watched this documentary. I think it was called The Search of Greatness or whatever, and they ran this stat where they looked at the national team players for Germany, and then they looked at the players that were right under the national team level, so the next say 24 guys.
Sure.
And they said that the only difference that they found in the development of those players is that there was a higher number of guys in the first group who had grown up playing on unorganized soccer and just street soccer, and they believe that was kind of the difference that made them a step ahead of those guys who basically had the same coaching, the same upbringing. It was just that difference of that small-sided play on the futsal to pick up. And after my experience and after hearing that, I'm I just can't argue against it. I think it's just so fundamental for a player to just work on their game and their touch and whatnot.
I think one of the things that you had just brought up was, you love the 1-2 pass, right? There is that aspect of creativity that you really enjoy in the game and that you find value in, and futsal gives you that. That futsal is the kind of game though where everyone needs to be creative. It's not just we're just going to count on the number 10 to make things happen. It's you've got all the guys that have to rotate, that have to find the pass. It's not just one dude that's the striker, like on like outdoor soccer, right?
Yeah, no, it's such a small field, and there's not that many players, and it's almost man to man, and everyone needs to have that creativity. Everyone needs to be clean on the ball. It's just, I think football is so fun.
Yeah.
Like when we would play in the winters at Messiah, I sometimes honestly liked it more than 11 just because of just like the style of play, the soul drags, all that stuff. I love it.
Well, it's something that's definitely catching on around here. I think a lot of the clubs, a lot of the academies are starting to field youth futsal teams in the winter, and it's cool. It's cool to see develop.
It's a wonder why we're that far behind as a country to the other.
Yeah, that we're
countries.
just figuring it out.
Yeah. Oh, hey, this might help. So, Samo, as we talked about, we know that you're an original, and like a few guys have left and come back. Beyond the obvious, that are we're very hard to break up with as an organization. What brought you back? Outside of the fact that you came back home, but you said you had opportunity to go back to Charlotte. And what are the differences that you've seen since you've gotten back?
I mean, the growth that Minneapolis City has done in the year that I was gone was absolutely tremendous, and I think that was. I've always loved Minneapolis City, and like the growth that it's done, and like how amazing it is and complex, and how professional it is now is just insane. Like, I honestly don't think there's a semi-pro team with just like the structure and the caliber that Minneapolis City has. And I think that's one of the big things that brought me back, just like knowing how professional it was going to be, that my needs were going to be taken care of, and that as a player, like I was going to be respected, and like everything was going to be sharp and clean, and there wasn't going to be like any like hashtag technical difficulties.
That shit.
And I think that's one of the big things. And then also something that I just really, really value, going back to just like the similarities with Messiah, is just like the culture and the brotherhood, and the fact that I had played with a lot of the guys in my first 2 years, and a lot of them returners, and I have a lot of friends on the team, and it's just like a good group of guys to be around. I think that was another big part of me, because I love soccer, and now I'm just playing for fun, and that's what I do. And I think that soccer is fun, but it's even more fun when you play with guys that you get and that you respect, and that are just going to make you a better person at the end of the day. So I think that's a big reason why I really, really wanted to play, just to keep being a part of something that is so awesome. And honestly, I believe the sky's the limit for this club. And I love it, and I just want to be a part of it.
Nice. Samo, I've been trying to get some sneak peeks out of players that we've talked to over the past couple weeks, but because John doesn't really tell me anything about training. How is the team looking so far in training, and what are you most excited about for this upcoming campaign?
The team's looking good. I mean, I think talent-wise, we have a very talented team. I mean, everyone can play soccer. Everyone's the best player at their college. Like, everyone was the best player at their club growing up. Like, it's a bunch of guys that are really good and work really hard. I think that's another thing that has been awesome. And I think I've enjoyed being around, because I've never been able to be a part of these like quote-unquote preseason training sessions.
Yeah.
And it's just cool to see like where the team is at already. I mean, when you don't have a completely full group, like sometimes it's tough, but I think the addition of the U23 is amazing, because we have numbers to go 11 plus more, and that's just incredible. And yeah, I think the team's in a good spot. I mean, the energy and the effort that the guys bring every session is incredible, and it's really cool to see, because the guys come off long days at work. I mean, we train at night, and it's really easy to just take a session off and not be focused, but to see people's minds there even after long days, studying or doing whatever is amazing. So the team looks good. I mean, I don't want to share too much, but it's a good thing. I think come May and come the season opener, I think good things are going to happen.
Cool.
So last time you were on, which is almost 4 years ago, we put you through the Lupient Automotive Speed Round. This year we have a new game that we like to call, in the short term, the sponsor has yet to countersign the contract, unnamed word game.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is play a little word association, where I'm just gonna say a word and then you're just gonna say the first thing that comes to your mind. And like always, do you need to take a break? You need to stretch or anything? Or are you ready to go? Okay. Well, it sounds like we're ready to rock here. Okay. So number 1, Minneapolis City.
Ben Wexler.
Flow.
My hair.
Falcon.
Messiah.
Attack.
Soccer.
PLA.
Minneapolis City.
Boots.
Soccer cleats.
Pregame.
Warm up.
Bird.
Crow.
Celebration.
Golazo.
Coaching.
John.
Champion.
Minneapolis City.
Perfect.
This one's telling me a great day.
Number.
1.
Duluth.
Sucks.
The Brotherhood.
Minneapolis City.
All right. So you made it through, and I like to give everyone a grade. And I can say this from top to bottom, you get an A. And
Really?
that's the first A that we've given out. And mainly because you started off with Ben Wexler. I think that was, you set the tone, and all of the cues that I gave you, you clicked on. So you're our first ever A that we've had since we've done this. So I think, what was the lowest that we gave out, Nate?
A D.
A D. Yeah. So
I think Troy got a D because of the secret sauce problem.
Yeah, his was awful. For a guy that smart, his was awful.
Yeah.
But anyway, so thank you so much, Samo, for joining us. We're super happy to have you back in the fold here, and excited that you're back in town getting your graduate degree, and you're getting involved in local soccer at the college level. I think that's awesome, and looking for great things this summer.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you for taking the time to talk to me, and it's an honor to get that A. Like, honestly, I like I'm glad I got it.
I'll make you a T-shirt or something.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to that. I'll hold your word to that one.
Well, I just got to figure out what we're going to call this thing, and then we can talk T-shirt.
Then we'll start branding it.
Right. Exactly.
All right. Thanks,
Perfect.
Samuel. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Take care, guys.
All right. See you, man.
Yeah.
That is going to do it for tonight's show, folks. Thank you again to our guest, City midfielder Sammy with the good hair, Samuel Ruiz-Plaza, and thanks as always to our sponsor, Summit Brewing Company. The mad scientists have been in the lab, and they have a new creation, my friends, and that creation is called Slugfest, the newest of the Summit offerings. This juicy IPA has orange appearance, is low in bitterness, but big in citrus flavors and aromas. Some have said it tastes like the first few chews of a stick of juicy fruit gum. Get to your local watering hole and get some on tap today. Summit,
Who
more
said
meaningful
that?
brew. Everyone said that. A more meaningful brew since 1986. If giving back to the community means a lot to you, maybe it's time to give to the club that gives back. Minneapolis City is a 501c3 that provides a safe, reliable, and fun environment for young people to play the beautiful game. Look for us this summer out in parks playing with kids at community centers around the city, and consider a tax-deductible donation to a truly city-focused organization.
That too.
Yeah, that too. Nothing like being totally focused, Nate.
Yeah.
Now is the right time, folks. Grab that city membership. The best deal in soccer. For only $80, your membership gets you a season pass to 10 NPSL home games, all the U23 games, preseason friendly against Harpos. May I go on? You get a exclusive membership scarf, 2 flex tickets. You can share your love of Minneapolis City with your friends, and a membership card that gets you 10% off at the club shop, and deals on Summit at our official game day bar, Palmer's, where you can go to on April 26th and find out about new kits and things and just hang out with us. Plus, you get to vote. Voting's great. Democracy is awesome. You get to vote on important club matters, including selecting the membership board. Visit mplscitysc.com and make it happen today. Make it happen yesterday. Just go out and do it. Send us an email. It's easy. Hit us up on Twitter at People's Pitch, through email at mcscpodcast@gmail.com. All questions, comments, and concerns are welcome. And finally, as always, if you choose to complain about things, do so at the club at MPLS City SC. That is all for this week. Once again, we leave you with our house MC, Miles Stockman Willis, aka Miles. I am John. That is Nate. That was Samo. I will see you soon as Nate changes my notes here. We'll see you in action in a week or so, folks. And you got hooked.
See the real you, yeah, boo, I found you. So don't ever frown when loneliness is around you. I'ma show you that someone should crown you, not clown you, but pursue virtue would never hurt you. Critical in distance, touch is digital, biblical. Till death, love is unconditional. Telling us we're a team and not two individuals. For you, I give my spleen, the spiritual and the physical. Loving what is fragile isn't always fixable, but I see what's invisible. See it with vexed visuals. Grab my hand, hold it. We gon' think the unthinkable. I promise we will float, that our boat's unsinkable. I promise I'ma drown in you, let you drown in me. Reveal the recipe, you I love to overfeed. I love it. Let's proceed slowly, not go bad like moldy. Ravioli, rigatoni. Girl, I'm free falling for you. Still, temptation follows free. Just tell me when you fall for me, please. Just tell me when you fall. Free, girl, I'm free falling for you. Still, temptation follows free. Just tell me when you fall for me, please. Just tell me when you fall. Temptation's about to give in, but I'm staying true. If I sin, may I be forgiven for a few. What we got to lose? Nothing. You just gotta listen. Such a good girl. Great. Just made a bad decision. One and done. She looking fine. Nothing missing. But got my hands tied like I'm the villain. Evil only swallows pride, but I'm sometimes kidding. Finger liquor kitty after feed the kittens. Cute shit. Kiss me softer than a baby's grip. New sense of high when she bites her lower lip. If she quit, make my heart skip, then snip. When we're together like ice cream mixed with some mint pepper. Shawty had to rescue my respiratory. Wants a man who's a man, that is mandatory. Only without her off the pad, like I never met with Dory. Help her write her story, take the qualms out her quarry. Girl, I'm free falling for you. Still, temptation follows free. Just tell me when you fall for me, please. Just tell me when you fall. Girl, I'm free falling for you. Still, temptation follows free. Just tell me when you fall for me, please. Just tell me when you fall. Selby Thomas as the rollie, always be my +1. Shawty is my bogey, in it for the long haul, not for the trophy. Every day, feeling greater than Tony. Falling for her, and I think she falling for me too. I hope falling like 2 V's, make a W. Type of dude to build you up and make the rubble move. Type of dude to have my phone out all in front of you. Only cause you got my back. Presence always sets the mood. Never starts any trouble without any proof. No problems if there was, make the puzzle poof. Laugh it off. Goofballs, you should see the spoof. Girl, I'm free falling for you. Still, temptation follows free. Just tell me when you fall for me, please. Just tell me when you fall. Free, girl, I'm free falling for you. Still, temptation follows free. Just tell me when you fall for me, please. Just tell me when you fall.